Well, folks, I'm relaxing today. I got my own room on. I feel comfortable in it. It's
Hey,
cold outside, and I need something to feel comfortable. I got a hood for this thing, and my wife wants to throw it away.
I like it. I like it.
Ah, yeah, I put it on and stuff a lot of times just to feel comfortable, I guess. I'm feeling comfortable today. Man, we got so much stuff going on, people. It's a crash shame. I got up this morning, I was frustrated as hell. No shit, man, I was frustrated. I got a letter from the Medicare, uh, whatever they call themselves, inspection department or whatever, saying that I done did something wrong with my Medicare. I couldn't believe this shit.
It's all about
I've
messing
had
with people.
I've had Medicare for a long time, and for them to send me a letter like that, it was just awful. But when I finally got a hold of somebody there, the guy was very, very nice. He understood what the heck was going on. I explained to him what the heck was happening and everything, and so he had to go back into the system and correct Medicare because they were absolutely wrong. So they hadn't been paying my doctor bills and stuff because they had all my stuff inside their system wrong. How did they get it wrong after all these many years? I have no idea. Somebody must have went into their system and changed all of my healthcare information because
Mm.
whatever they had in there was absolutely wrong. Didn't even reflect my healthcare at all. And I haven't changed anything. I hope you
That's
guys
gold,
out there.
bro. They're after you.
Yeah, I'm saying to that is just too much, man. I think when after you reach a certain age, people, these folks think you're stupid. They really do. I think they think that you're stupid, that you're not going to do anything about what the heck they're sending you. But they done picked the wrong Negro. They got the wrong one this time, Ted. I'm gonna fight. I don't care what the heck going on. I'm gonna fight these son of a guns. I got time to fight them. I'm gonna sit down and do what I got to do. But I got everything all straightened out. Got my information put back in correctly. So now I got to go back and contact all of my healthcare providers and tell them, Medicare was screwed up. And do you think they're going to believe me when I tell them this?
Nope.
Not Medicare. You were wrong. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
So it's a never-ending battle, people.
yeah, we're in a silly season right now. Real silly season.
We are in something else, man, going on. Ted, I have no idea how they got my information screwed up. I really don't. And he couldn't even tell me how they got it screwed up. Because I went on the line and stuff and telling them, I said, hey, you got it wrong. You're there. No, 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 we got it right. We just wanted to tell you that your people are sitting in these bills wrong. I said, no, they're not. That's what you guys told me that we had to do in January. No, 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 they're wrong. You're wrong. This is not the way it is. This is the way we're going. I said, hey, let me explain to you what's going on. So I went down the whole scenario. He went back there and looked in his files and everything and come back to me. Mr. Bishop, you're right. But they won't
Well,
go back. They're not going to go back and pay the bill. The people, my healthcare providers, now they got to go back and resubmit the bills and everything to them in the same way they submitted it to them already, and they rejected it. What the hell is going on, Ted?
we got
Now, if I was,
incompetent people, man. This is what you call. We already said that he's trying to turn this place into a ghetto, and that's what he's doing, man. Like he got incompetent people. He got 22-year-olds running whole departments and 26-year-olds being the press release. And you know, this right here is, and he got a Fox host running the Pentagon. He's got a he's got a reality show star running the airlines. We got a, and I hate to say this about her, but I mean that's what they say. She a drunk, running the D.C. Attorney General in D.C. We got.
Yep.
I can keep on going, bro, because I'm gonna tell you it's a bunch of them. We got a
It's a whole
racist,
bunch of them.
prejudiced Nazi being his assistant chief of staff. We got all kinds of. We got people that are incompetent, racist, prejudiced, and it's like we have sat down. When I say we, I'm talking about these Democrats. These Democrats um, can't believe their own eyes. They can't believe it that this man is so bold to do what he's doing, and they have no guardrails. You know, the Constitution is the Constitution, but the Constitution obviously is just an idea. You know that people are going to go by it. You know they're going to abide by the Constitution. Well, we already know that he done broke a number of laws and regulations and rules, but yet and still, you know, they run around here having meetings on Antifa is the worst group on the left, and it's worse than white supremacy. I mean, you know, Antifa has been around for years. They are a national, international group of individuals that is supposed to be against a certain kind of leadership. Now, are they Marxists? I don't know. But all I know is I know you're probably spending billions of dollars sending that carrier over to Venezuela and all those F-35s for what? Because a few drugs are getting to the United States. How about how about you talk to the American people to not take drugs, or get the people that's taking drugs like you did the black folks penetrated when they penetrated the black people and arrested 2 million black folks. How about that? Why don't you arrest these people that's taking these drugs? Because most of them white. You know what they did? They sit up there and now they got hundreds of nonprofit um, facilities, rehab facilities for these white folks. So, but they put our people who got hooked on crack cocaine and all that, because all you do is take one hit and you're done. Same thing with this other stuff they got. It's so powerful.
Fentanyl.
So, you know, it's a sad thing because, you know, I'm just gonna say it like it is. You know, when I was coming up, there was a thing called rite of passage, and you sort of kind of, you know, you buck wild for about, you know, you're gonna either go one way or you're gonna go the other, and you might be buck wild for a few months, maybe a year or two, but then you get yourself and say, wait a minute, I wasn't raised like that, and then you get yourself together and say, hey, I got to get myself together, you know. But now these people can't even do that. They can't do a rite of passage because if you get hooked on the wrong drug, you there, you done. And if you're lucky, you might get out of it. It might take you 5, 6 years, but by the time you start making those hits and taking those pills or whatever you're doing, hey, you caught, you addicted. So, but the one thing is that really upsets me is that and that's okay. I don't want to talk about it because it's too deep and it goes back too far.
Yep.
Because these people just don't. They're not real, man. They're not living in the real world, or they know they're living in the real world. They just don't care.
I think they probably don't care because you got a sitting president, and they let him go outside these borders of this country and talk to people. And every time he goes out and starts talking to these people, he makes a damn fool out of himself. A damn fool out of himself. Today or yesterday, he flying around the southeast, went to Japan, made a fool out of himself. They even looked at him and stuff and everything and said, he is just an old, senile old man. And he is the president of the United States. And these people, he is sitting there telling these people a damn lie. I don't know if anybody saw it and stuff and everything, but he did a speech at the air base in Japan and had all of our people, our personnel, sitting there behind them. And everybody who was sitting there in the audience and stuff and everything has family in the United States. And he's telling these people who are sitting on this daggone air base, these soldiers that are supposed to be out there fighting for us, everything is okay back in our country. We are doing great. Now, you know damn well, Ted, that those people who are sitting there in uniform have been talking to their people back in the United States. And I know that their people have told them that this place is screwed up. And I know that they took all those generals out of each and every one of those installations around the country, plus the general or the guy who was in charge of their air base, and made him or her fly over to the United States and give them the stupidest daggone speech in the world. These people in there aren't stupid, but he's sitting there and stuff and telling them this crazy crap. How do you think that these soldiers over there are going to feel? Their president is sitting there lying to their face. He is their commander in chief. That is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure, if not all of them, some of them remember or heard in the news or read their history books that this fool sat up there and told them, "Boy, I sure wish I was in your shoes." But the son of a gun and everything, when it came to time for him to go and serve his country and everything, that son of a gun did an about face. He is Mr. Sorto, or whatever you want to call him, because he didn't go. He's a four. He turned into a 4F and stuff and dared to go into the military. But he got a nerve enough to tell these poor soldiers over there who over there in the military, "I sure wish I was in your shoes." What kind of shit we got going on here? You don't remember that son of a gun did a 4F, man. He didn't go to the military. When they
Yeah,
actually
bone
when they
spurs.
tried to draft him, he didn't go.
Yeah, bone
But
spurs, bro.
yeah, he bone spurs or whatever they want to call it. I got bone spurs. I can't go to the military. But he got there to tell them now, "Yeah, I wish I was in your shoes." Now I know daggone well some of these guys and stuff in there, they parents, he probably called their parents. And the president came in and said he wish he was us. And they probably laughed in their child's face and said, "Well, he was Mr. Bonesburg, so he 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 wasn't in y'all place and didn't want to be." He's lying to these people, Ted. I mean, every day. He's telling people lies. And these people outside the country know it. They know he's lying. They know what's going on in this damn country. That he's out there fooling around this damn country. We got a daggone shutdown going on here. He's out there lying to people. Everything is fine. There's nothing wrong in our country. And his people somebody should be able to tell them, just like you just said, they don't care. Because somebody should be telling him, Mr. President, you can't be telling these people that because they're not stupid. They know what's going on in your country just like you should know what's going on in their country. They're a lot smarter than you. You can't play these people dumb. And you can't keep telling these people over in China that he's going to be meeting up with Yao Xinping. And you know he's lying. And when he asks the Chinese folks and stuff, is he telling the truth? Well, and that's all they're saying. Ted, when we were coming up, even 10 years ago, no way in the world would this Congress or anybody else allow a president of the United States to talk about another president in this country. If they ever did that, the Congress would be talking so loud, them senators in that daggone Senate would be so angry and fussy and everything that their sitting president were talking about another president that came from this country. He would not allow that to happen. This son of a bitch sits over there and talks about Joe Biden like he was a dog in another country. He ain't no good. And not a senator, Republican or Democrat, said anything. If Obama had done that stuff over there when he went overseas and everything, they'd have been such an outcry in this daggone country, we could not even stand it. They'd have been on every daggone news channel that's in this country saying he's wrong. He has no business doing that. We need to impeach him because that is against the rules. But they'll let him do that.
The two people who saved this country were the two last Democratic people, President Obama and Joe Biden. Saved this country. Trump had ran this country in the shithole. He was living off the first year and a half, he was living off of President Obama's success. And then he just started destroying it. Joe Biden came in, it was shit. People were dying, all kind of
Mi-
stuff was going on.
Millions of our citizens were dying, Ted. Millions of them were dying. Millions of in our country were dying. I had friends and stuff who died during that whole thing. I had everybody in my family had folks who died. Hell, my wife caught this stuff. Most of all of our family caught COVID. We almost died, man, through that bull crap. Biden come along and just like you just said and saved us. But are we giving him credit for that?
No,
Hell no.
and bringing the economy back.
Right. Are we giving him credit for that? Hell no.
It's amazing how this media has allowed this man to prosper and do what he wants to do. That tells me that there are liberals and especially on the right and Republicans, because you got a lot of good Republican people, but they scared. But then you have these people, just like this Smith guy, senior senator from Missouri, Smith. I mean, he ain't nothing but a right wing racist, and I don't know. I was trying to look up his background. I don't want to go through that, but the point is that he is not for this country. He's all about. It should be only white folks here. So the thing is that these people don't call these people out. They don't call them out. When you say racist things and different things, because see, he according to Smith, this dude in Missouri, because he's the chairman of one of the committees, subcommittees, and he spoke at one of these things, and he was saying that this country was founded for white people. He said it straight out. U.S. Senator. So that's and then he said white Christian, whatever that is. So I just think that when you don't call these people out, and I mean they forever talking about white nationalists and white Democrats calling it out that way, but they need to call these people out, these senators, because did you hear what the speaker said? He started calling Democrats Marxists, communists, supporting Antifa, supporting Hamas. I don't get it, bro. Something's wrong with this country. Something they have lost their scruples, man. The dignity and the class that President Obama brought to the White House was immeasurable. And these people have brought it to the gutter. How are we gonna fix this? I don't know. I don't know if we can be able to fix it, bro. Because there's so many people that have infiltrated the government that are against what should I say, against the melting pot. It might not be fixable, but because the only people that's saving democracy is the black folks and a few spicy whites, as Joy called them. The Latinos, they just trying to get along to get along. That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to survive. They don't. A lot of them don't know no better. Some of them know politics and all that. But the ones that's over to the Republican side, they just sellouts, and then the ones that's on the Democrat side, they sort of kind of oh well. But this is a fight, bro. This is a fight for democracy for this country, and the thing is, who's going to run it? I just read or heard about that Kamala Harris thinking about running again. Then we already know the governor over there in California, he already said that he gonna run. So it's gonna be about a dozen people running for president.
Yep, or more. If we can make it through this mess here.
2026.
Yeah, if we can make it through what's going on now in 2025 and 26, if we can make it through that, like you said, it's getting ugly and getting nasty. Uh, we have some people in the area are starting to react to what's getting ready to happen next week. Next week is the first. There are going to be a lot of people who are not going to have their food stamps coming in. That means, and I know that most of the folks and stuff who are on food stamps, their pantry is probably empty right now. Right now, it's probably empty, and they just like they usually do every month. They live from month to month. So we're on the 28th of October. Most of them are going supposedly, if they think was running just like it's supposed to be, would be getting their food stamps probably this Friday or Saturday. And they can go out, start filling that pantries back up again. Well, They aren't looking to fill up their pantries and stuff right now because unless something happens in the next 3 days, they're not going to have anything to eat. So I looked online, and for you folks out there who are in Minnesota, your governor has decided to put aside some state dollars to go into these food pantries. Not a lot, $4 million he's throwing in there. He's hoping that there are be some other folks and stuff who are going to contribute to these food banks and these food pantries and stuff around the country. But he, the governor of Minnesota, says, I'm going to start this whole thing. We're going to start funding these food pantries and these food banks and stuff around it. We're going to dump in $4 million of state money. That's a pretty decent idea, but it's nowhere going to be enough. And I'm hoping that the folks in Illinois and Pennsylvania and some of those other big states and stuff around this country and everything are going to start following this guy's, the governor's of Minnesota's idea. We need our people are not going to starve. That's what he's saying to the our folks are not going to starve. And hopefully some of these other governors are going to say the same thing. Our people are not going to starve, and they're going to start donating some money in there. My question and stuff comes: what's going to happen in these red states who don't have those those the money to do that because their income and their money comes off of federal dollars. They're looking at 60, 70, 80% of the money that comes into their state coffers come from the federal government. And they're not going to be getting that. What are they going to do? These are Donald Trump's people. And as everybody knows, even though our president says that AOC and Jasmine Crockett are of low IQ, he's smarter than they are, and he keeps bringing it up. And why he keeps doing it, I have no idea. But they are smart enough to know that the people and stuff from their state and everything are going to take care of their folks. But his people, the majority of them who are on food stamps, are not going to get anything, and their state does not have the money to provide food for their people. What are they going to do? These big states, California, Georgia, Pennsylvania, New York, they all got money, big money coming in that they can provide for their people.
People that's going to be hurting is Arkansas,
That's it.
Mississippi,
Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana,
Louisiana, Alabama, all them red states.
Utah,
That's it. North Dakota,
North
South
Dakota,
Dakota,
South Dakota,
Minnesota, Montana, all of them. Nebraska, Kansas, all of them folks. Oklahoma, where they going to get some money from?
and not only that, a lot of these, they like to think that D.C. is where all the employees are. No, they're all over the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, employees on it, and a lot of them are in Virginia, in northern part of Virginia. So I'm pretty sure the governor there in Virginia, he's a Republican. I'm wondering what he's going to do because most of the people around there who own homes and stuff there, who work in D.C., are not going to have any money. They're going to be starving. They're going to want to find a food bank so they can go and get food so their families can eat. Now that they're not getting a paycheck. What is the governor in Virginia planning on doing about these mortgages and stuff that these folks and stuff who are government employees owe? I know what the governor of Maryland decided to do. He already was proactive and stuff and said, the state of Maryland went to these mortgage holders and stuff, these banks and stuff in their state and told them, our people are not going to be paying their mortgages. We are hoping that you will hold off for them until we can get this daggone thing straight. And you do not try to put them out. He's doing something. I haven't heard a thing from the Virginia governor, who was a Republican. He ain't said nothing about helping his people. But they're having a governor's election and stuff here come Tuesday. They're going to have a new governor Tuesday. Probably a Democrat. Abigail. But she ain't gonna be able to do anything until January. What are they gonna do for 2 months? You got a lame duck Republican governor sitting there who don't, and right now he ain't gonna give a shit about them.
Well, this right here is where, and this right here might sound strange, but this is where the church comes in. We're gonna see what the church is gonna do.
Yep. See what the church is gonna do. See what these nonprofit organizations are gonna do. See what some of these billionaires are gonna do watching their folks going down there. But Ted, I'm wondering how in the hell is this man, he probably won't be back until next month, know that these people that he is talking to outside this country know that a huge polarity of his population back in his country won't even have food to eat. But he's running around, flying around the world saying everything is great. And look at them in the face. Yes, we, the United States is doing great. People, like I said, they ain't stupid. They know this stuff ain't going well over there. And those folks in their country, they eating every day. They got food on the plate. They got money in their pockets and stuff. And our people are sitting over here getting ready to be starved to death.
Well, you saw that UPS just laid off, fired 34,000 people.
I didn't see that.
Amazon just let go 24,000,
Whoa.
and it's gonna be merciless. That AI is taking these people out, bro.
Yep.
So it's gonna even be worse now. So and he don't know nothing about problem solving. He don't know nothing about problem solving. So the only thing he knows is how to make money and grift. That's it. Try to use his name to make money. That's all he knows. He don't know nothing about helping these people. Look at all these people that's had floods. Floods going on right now here in Florida.
You
Floods
think
is
he
everywhere.
care? You think he care?
No, he don't care.
You know damn well he don't give a crap. Cause
And
he's sitting
guess
over there
what?
now telling him everything is fine.
And guess
Everything's
what? The
fine back in
governor
my
here don't
country.
care neither. You know, these Republicans, they talk a good game, when it comes to they little, I wouldn't call it moral, but, they little self-righteousness. They self-righteous, you know. They're against abortion. They're against gays. They're against transgender. Of course, they're against black. I don't know what to even call it. Black. I guess black knowledge. They're against black knowledge and the real history of black folks. They're against that. They're against all these things that are really what makes this country go. And the thing is that they're losing, bro. You said it the other day. They are a majority minority, but really they are more close to being a minority of the minorities. they are they are becoming the minority of this country. When you put all the different nationalities and then the so-called Caucasians, because now you got Italians and Irish people. They sort of kind of in between the two, but they know what side their bread and butter is on. So I don't know. I don't know. The thing is that I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I have no idea where we're going from here. I mean, I
Well,
don't even have a inkling of where we're going from here because they have sold us out and took all their manufacturing overseas. They have sold us out and stopped giving loans to small people, business people. They have sold us out. And now they got a bunch of billionaires here in this country, almost 1,000. So, hey, and the American people just sit back, as long as some of them, 50, 60% of them got good jobs, they happy. They sitting around, hey, I got a job. But now, them jobs getting ready to hit you, bro, because automation is here. Automation is here.
we're gonna make it through this, Ted. I don't
Okay,
know
here come
how.
Ed. His glass is half full. Okay, go
I
ahead, Ed.
don't know how. I don't know how. But we gonna make it through. I'm trying to think of that Bible verse that the deacons used to say. I don't know how we gonna make it through, but I do have confidence in Ted in that we gonna make it through this. We gonna look back on this time period and say, "Damn, we done got through that, and it
We
worked
ain't
out
got
okay."
nobody. Where's the leadership?
Well, something gonna rise up, Ted. The cream gonna rise to the top. Ain't that what the old folks say? The cream gonna rise to the top. The cream is gonna rise to the top. As I look at what's going on around there, Ted, there are some folks and stuff in this man's administration. They got a little bit of sense. A whole lot of them that don't. The Federal Appeals Court in the, I think there was the seventh district up there that deals with Oregon, came forth and said, okay, the Department of Justice stood before them, those appeals court justices, and told those justices a damn lie. This is what's going on. Ooh, 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 ooh. So the Supreme Court justice said, well, if that's happening, we're going to let Donald Trump send the National Guard to Oregon. Well, yesterday, the appeals court found out that they had been duped. The Department of Justice attorneys sat before them and told those people a damn lie
Mm.
right to their face. So the appeals court reversed their decision once those attorneys from the other side brought it to their attention that these people lied to them. So they said, we're going to reverse our decision. So there will be no National Guard going to Oregon. But you don't tell the judge a lie. Quickest way to lose your license, your law license. These people have stood before the federal court and told the judge, three of them, a bald-faced lie. They may not lose their license right away, but somebody is going to come up and tell the the lawyer system out there that these people lied to the judge and stuff. We need to do something about this. Hopefully, when they lose their goddamn license for lying to them and everything, that some of these folks out there will stop going and telling these lies to these daggone judges. They're winning cases by telling a half truth. Those little things, Ted, it may seem very small right now, but they start adding up. People out there are going to see what the hell's going on and everything, and that they're going to wake up and say, hey, we can't continue to let this shit happen. So that's what I'm hoping that's going to save us down the road.
Well,
Maybe.
I hear you because the governor of Illinois is doing the same thing. and the little bitty things as far as coming at these people, the sycophants that's doing the dirty work of these knuckleheads at the top. And because they can, make a little money. So they're just saying, hey, I got to make my money. So they're going to make their money. So the point is, though, is just like them, they're going to say, Trump going to take care of me. That's what they think. Trump going to take care of me. That's that, so what if they lose their license or they get suspended or whatever? They can appeal it, whatever, and come back. Trump
It
going to take care
it
of me.
it may take, Ted, seeing their family members starving to death, or seeing their family lose their farm, to wake them up.
Well, I heard on C-SPAN this morning they had a lady that was in charge of from university that deals with the economy, and she's from France. She's an American, and she was saying that these people don't realize what they're doing as far as destroying this country. Now, this is a person who was born in France, came over here, been living a whole life over here, became an academic, and she said, "You don't realize these people don't realize what they're doing to this country. They don't realize what they're doing." And she broke it down A, B, C, D, and and at first I sort of kind of, oh, here come another foreign person that, and immigrant that's coming against the American people and for the unrighteous Republicans. But she keep on saying both sides, and yeah, to a certain degree, yeah, the Democrats is sort of kind of weak, but it's the Republicans, the ones that's really destroying this country. They're really destroying this country. These are not Republicans. Not that's not the party that I studied, and that's not the party. The Democrats are not the Democrats that we came up with. These people used to honor the Constitution. They used to obey the law. They used to do all the things that was right, and they try to get the people that were doing the wrong things. But to me, where they made their mistake, they should have went after the KKK. They should have went after all these white wing people that was breaking the law. But the thing is, they try to do the things here that's everything has to be put in place. You got to have receipts to catch these people. That's the difference. They try to do things by the law. And the Republicans, hey, I'm going to destroy the White House. Well, before you even destroy the White House, before you even do any kind of work on it, you're supposed to get permission and you're supposed to get counseling. You're supposed to get a commission. You're supposed to get people to say, hey, this is what you can do and this is what you can't do. This is what you should do. He just said, okay, I'm just going to do it and get permission later.
And nobody stopped him.
Nobody stopped him.
Nobody said a word. You
That's
ain't
the
hear
way they
no
working,
outcry.
bro.
You ain't hear no outcry from the Congress. You ain't heard a Republican or a Democrat, nobody say anything. He just came in there, brought them bulldozers in there, and just tore the place down.
There it
And
is.
nobody said a word.
And now they're
Nobody
writing
said a
all kind
word.
of articles and talking about the history they lost and blah 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 and boo hoo
Too
hoo.
late. Too late. They all everybody now said. Then he telling these people, we're gonna spend $300 million on it. He first said 200 million, not 300. It's going to be $500 million to put that building back together again,
They
and it
say
may
that
not get.
monstrosity gonna be bigger than the White House.
It ain't going. They ain't going to have no money at all to put that thing up because you know what's going to happen. Donald Trump got to pay somebody, and if they don't get paid, you know, he don't pay nobody. He got a history of not paying them. And when they don't receive their first check for that first stage of that job and everything,
Be
it
sitting
ain't
there.
gonna happen. It ain't
Stuff
gonna
be
happen.
sitting there.
That's his modus operandi. Don't pay the people that do the work.
You ought to be
I ain't
thankful I
paying
even
him.
asked you to do it.
Yeah, I ain't actually, but they went and did it. They went out there and brought their bulldozer. We gonna tear it down. Go down so we can get paid. But he ain't the one who writes the check. You're not the one who writes the check. Somebody gonna have to pay you. You're gonna turn your bill in. You're gonna have to get paid. And when they don't get their money, they're gonna be squealing like pigs. He didn't pay us. Well, didn't you know he got a reputation for not paying people? He didn't pay people in New York. He didn't pay the people in Atlantic City. He didn't pay all the people over there when he built that gold dome over there in Las Vegas. Didn't pay all of them any money. But you gonna trust him to pay you now. Well, he done changed. A tiger does not change his stripes. He's a grifter, and he's been a grifter all his life, and he's gonna still be a grifter at 80 years old. I'm waiting to see the more fools who tore that place down. We didn't get paid. He
But wait a
didn't
minute,
pay us.
they had they had rented them. I know those were not. Those were like brand new dump trucks, and they probably leased them out and had had a contractor or subcontractor
Yep,
do the
yep.
work.
Yeah, do the
You
work.
know,
Yeah,
we
they
had a
waiting to get
major
paid.
construction worker, and then he subtracted out and rented
Subcontractors.
all those trucks to go ahead on and bulldoze all that stuff out because all that equipment looked new. And
Mm-hmm.
then they went and they said, "Well, where are we gonna dump this stuff?" And he said, "Oh, go dump it over there on DC golf course." They ain't even had no place to carry that stuff.
Yeah,
And
I
then
know
they
it.
saying that a lot of that stuff might have asbestos in it.
Yep, it does. It probably does. It probably does. Because that building been up for a long time. Yes, it does. It's got asbestos in it. So he let them people tear that stuff down with no safety stuff at all. They had no
Yeah,
masks
that's
on,
the
no
whole
nothing.
thing.
They had no masks on, no nothing. Some of them are gonna die of cancer. They got asbestos everywhere. Because the EPA ain't coming over there and saying nothing because his folks over there say, "Oh, we ain't got to do nothing. We ain't no rules." So he done created an EPA dump site. Folks, here we come. Here we come.
Well, look here. I'm gonna tell you. My last word on this thing is this: Ed.
Go ahead.
Your glass is half full, but it seems like mine is getting emptier and emptier because when I listen to these Republicans, these Democrats, senators, they running, they retiring, they getting out, they done. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't mind certain things being sociatic. Or I guess that's a word. I don't know if that's a word or not, but some semblance to social programs. However, this country survives on capitalism. However, I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that we know that unions have helped jobs and destroyed jobs. So a lot of these people, as I heard one of the business people say it today, he said, we can take our businesses over to Mexico and pay them $6 an hour, or we can take it over to China and pay them $2 an hour. But here, we got to pay $20, $30 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So the American people have to make that kind of money in today's standards in order to even survive.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about mortgages, rent, you're talking about insurance, you're talking about car insurance, you're talking about all that. And these people, and those things every year, come January, everything goes up.
Mm-hmm.
So, how are the American people to survive when in the last 50, 40 years we've been going 2 and 3% inflation? And the incomes are not keeping up with inflation. When these and what these corporations, their whole thing is they, in order for the shareholders to keep buying shares, they have to make a profit. They have to have revenue. So that in order to do that, that means they got to raise prices. You was paying $25 10 years ago, now you're paying $50 or $75. That's capitalism, bro. Because people
Now
are
let
out
me
to make a profit. Now, how do we survive on that? How do the American people as a whole? Because
do,
you
do,
have
do, do you remember your history, Mr. Harvey? You know
shoot
your
me, what you
history.
talking about?
You know your history. I remember my grandmother. I was a little boy, and she and my grandmother was school teacher, and they laid them off. They closed the school down, and everybody was looking around how they gonna make it. My grandmother made it through. I look at my mother, and you can look at your parents and stuff and everything, and all those kids sitting around there, and every day there was food to eat.
Yeah,
I don't care how bad it got, it was food to eat. And all through the day, that's why I'm asking, do you remember your history?
yeah.
No matter how bad it got, we made it through. So I'm looking right now at what's going on around me, and I'm saying to myself, if my parents can do it, if my grandparents can do it, if my foreparents can do it, Edward can do it. We're going to make it through.
Y'all heard it from Ed.
Y'all heard it from me. We're
We
going to make
gonna
it
make it
through this.
through.
We're going to make it through. I watched them, man. Ted, I watched them. Have you seen it? Do you realize? Look back at your parents and stuff, and remember what the heck happened. They didn't have no job. They didn't have anything. It was bad as all get out, but they made it through. You had food in your mouth. You put clothes on your back. They made it through. Some kind of way they made it through. Now you gonna sit there and not remember your history, Mr. Harvey?
Slap me down. I mean, you telling the truth, but this generation is different, Ed.
It ain't no different. It's the same
They
stuff going
they gotta
on.
learn the same lesson.
You gotta learn how to get it. They can learn how to get it, make it through. You go, whatever it is, so they go and they were singing and praying and everything. We gonna make this through, and they did. Every day we ate. We had some food in our stomach. They made it through. No matter how bad it got, we made it through. We gonna make it through this, Mr. Harvey. I don't care. It ain't no difference
Hey,
back then.
hey, hey, hey. It wasn't no suicides
Nope.
and
Ain't
none of
nobody
that.
ain't nobody jumped out of no building, put a gun in their head.
You ain't never lied.
Hey man,
You got it
we
right.
gonna make it through this, brother. We gonna make it through some kind of way. You know, we gonna wake up. We gonna make it through this thing. I believe that. I got to believe it. I'm confident in myself. We gonna make it through. If I, because I can't remember how my parents came from. Grandparents came from slave times and they made it through. They came through the Middle Passage and they made it through. Why can't we? All right, people, you heard it from our show here. Now remember what I just said. We gonna make it through this. Have a
We're
good
gonna
day.
give y'all some pointers next week.